The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Yeah, I got two throats.
The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Say what?
Yowee! Ciao, Cross Monkeys. Welcome to Pure Boys Podcast. I'm Adam and Chiz.
And urine. I am Chizjism, aka Steve Creep, the other half, and I'm here to tell you, relax, everybody out there. Life is beautiful.
Relax, everyone out there. Just relax. Don't do it. Just relax.
Calm the F down.
Right? Relax when you want to come.
You gotta relax when you come.
Of course.
Because
yeah.
if you're all like tensed up,
Can't do
you're
it.
not gonna have a good come.
Can't do it. Oh my god. Ugh. Do you remember the first time you got noggin? Remember the first time you got noggin? Were you so tense that you couldn't nut?
Now, what's a noggin?
You know
like
what noggin is. You know what neck and chinnin is. You know what I'm talking about.
Like mouth on
Barton? Brain. I'm talking.
I think brain is just a nutsack.
No, that's the bat wing. Well, also brain. You're right about that. I'm talking about the first time you got your knob slobbed.
My knob slobbed. I was very nervous. I was sweating a lot, and I don't think I earned.
No, bro. She went for it for like half an hour, and I was like, I don't I'm so tense. I'm so excited and nervous about this.
Yeah, and like, where do you do it? You probably don't like talk about it openly before you do it.
No, because you're young. You're young and you're hung and you're scared.
Yeah, you're young and you're hung and you're scared. Title of your biography, I think.
True, yeah. This week we're talking about Step Up 3D 2010. I love it.
Well, I wasn't that big of a fan of this one.
What?
Yeah, I was in a terrible place,
Good.
energy-wise. I had 2 terrible night sleeps the previous evenings.
Oh, no.
And by the time we turned on the movie at 8 o'clock at night, I was lights out. I also have some specific qualms with the movie. I mean, overall, it's fine.
Wow,
but
I can't wait to hear what those specific qualms are. I hope there's not enough moose, because there's tons of moose in this movie.
yeah, you might as well be in a boreal forest, because there's a lot of moose.
Amen. Yeah, this might as well... Yeah, wow, really good pull with boreal forest.
Right? I don't even know if mooses are in boreal forest, but it sounds right.
It sounds right. I don't think it is. I think aren't boreal forests like kind of rainforests?
I think so, maybe, yeah.
Still a good pull, though. Boreal forest. That sounds great.
Aurora boreal forest.
Before we get into more moose talk, we got to do the Pure Boys prayer.
Clap. God bless our podcast, please. God bless all podcasts, please. We love you, please.
Amen.
Amen.
Or a woman.
Or a...
Step Up 3D.
Yeah.
Have you seen this before? You weren't sure of some of the movies, so had you seen this one previously?
100% I have seen this movie before.
Nice.
Maybe even a couple of times.
Sure. Well, and now you have qualms with it. Sure. Okay.
We'll get into it. I'm being a very naughty boy, not telling everybody right away, but I want to wait until all the segments are done.
Of course. Your qualms better not be I miss MSA. Because we got NYU.
Well, MSA is treated respectively in this movie, and we do get some characters that come back, so that did help out the movie, I thought, but it's more about the dancing, baby.
Oh, yeah, fair
and
enough.
The script.
Oh, I mean, script schmift.
Well, that's how I felt.
Yeah, that's how I know. Well, definitely watching this movie. I saw this movie in theaters perhaps on opening day in 2010. Pretty sure I went opening day to go see this.
Okay, well, since you bring it up then, what do you think of the 3D at the theater?
Oh, I loved it. See, 3D is dumb. 3D is a dumb, stupid gimmick, and yes, it is. I know you like it because it adds depth, but I don't give a shit about that. I want 3D that's just a robot man doing the robot in my face. That's what I want. And this movie is like, yeah, 3D's dumb. Here's a scene where they take Slurpees and blow them into the air in your face. I'm like, that's perfect. Just lean into how silly it is.
Have you seen a modern 3D movie in the last 5 years?
I mean,
or did you just give up because it was silly?
Probably
like everybody else did.
Like Marvel stuff I've seen in 3D, some of at a certain point. I'm sure I saw Endgame in 3D or something like that. But after
Endgame
that,
in 3D.
I don't think Cats was in 3D, and that was the last movie I saw in theaters. So I don't know. Either that or Endgame.
Well, 3D in the Marvel movies started to have the depth that I like and the structure that brings me into the film a little bit more. So you saw it and you hated it, and that's fine.
Well, 3D's nuts.
3D's nuts.
It doesn't enhance my experience watching the movie the way it sounds like it does yours. For me, 3D is a gimmick, and I like when it's treated as a gimmick. I don't need it to make it doesn't improve the movie for me to see it add depth. That doesn't add anything that I want.
And that's exactly the opposite way I feel.
See, and this is why we make such a good team.
Yes, this is why we're Tango and Cash, Adam and Steve,
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, let's go on a rampage. Let's not use real guns, though.
No, let's use real guns. Let's kill people.
I want to use bow and arrows or real hunting.
Oh, so we're a little more of Lone Ranger and Tonto then.
Exactly. Lone Ranger and Billy the Kid.
Yeah, and all their murder that they committed. I mean, Billy the Kid certainly murdered people.
If you can murder somebody with a bow, I don't know where I'm going with that.
If you can murder someone with a bow, you deserve to be let go.
Well, eventually, for sure.
Sure, yeah, after you've served your time, of course. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Have you ever seen a picture of Billy the Kid?
The real one or Emilio Estevez?
Not Young Guns. I'm talking about a real picture of Billy the Kid. Young Guns is awesome, by the way.
I'm sorry, not Young Guns? What is that?
I mean, I'm talking about real Billy the Kid.
Okay, my life is Young Guns, but explain it to me.
Right. Well, Billy the Kid, it was ugly as hell. Oh my god, I saw a picture of him, and he is a real grug. He's a real pug fugly. Yeah,
it was a short, ugly man that had a Oedipus complex, right? He wanted to screw his mom, so he killed people.
Probably. That makes the most sense. Yeah, he was like, look, I'm Billy the Kid. I have an Oedipus complex. That's why they call me the Kid, because I'm trying to frick my ma. Yeah. Bang, bang,
bang, you're dead.
Right. Stick him up, then stick him down.
Oh, yeah.
Stick him up, then stick him down. I'm Billy the Kid. I'm here to fartin' my mom.
Now, that's a good movie. That's like a Young Guns sequel I want to see.
Isn't that Young Guns? I'm pretty sure that's Young Guns.
Yeah, but the sequel, I want to make it more explicit that they want to fart their moms.
Oh, my God. Can we watch Young Guns? And then what was the one with Gene Hackman and Leonardo DiCaprio? And
I don't know, but I love that movie.
Yeah,
that movie slaps.
Oh, yeah. There's a shot where, Leo DiCaprio was running in the rain, shooting two guns and screaming while dueling another guy. And I'm like, this is the coolest movie I've ever seen. I love this movie.
Well, I am looking it up on the internet.
Hackman's in it. Charlize Theron, Lance Henriksen. It's directed by Sam Raimi. Come on. What else can I give you? Russell Crowe, I think, is in it.
So I looked up a Leo duel movie, and a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff came out.
Of course, naturally, yeah. You're talking about
The Quick and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead, of course. It's Russell Crowe, right? This is bad podcasting. What are we doing? They're trying to think of...
No, Gene Hackman.
Yeah, of course. Well, yes. I'm not
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I'm not saying Russell Crowe's playing the Gene Hackman character.
No, Russell Crowe plays Gene Hackman in The Quick and the Dead.
Hey, I'm Gene Hackman. I host this tournament to get all the best gunfighters in the world together and kill each other. I guess that makes the gunfighting community better, I guess, if we kill all the best ones.
Oh, yeah, way better.
Definitely a tournament you can only hold once, much like Mortal Kombat, I guess.
Yeah, it was the Mortal Kombat of its era.
I mean... Unlike the World Jam Championship, you can only hold it once. But World Jam Championship, you can hold it year after year.
Yeah, World Jam 1, World Jam 2.
All right, who's going to win World Jam 1? We'll find out in Step Up 3D 2010.
World Jam the streets.
Oh, of course, yeah. You better get off the streets. The streets are for this is locals only. What a dumb idiot that guy was in the last movie. This is for locals only. Well, then why are you doing it? This is stupid.
I hate the trope of the locals only thing in any movie. Hawaii movies, particularly.
Of course.
Very big locals only.
Mm-hmm. The Beach, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, star of Quick and the Dead. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get to a couple segments. What do you think about that?
Yeah, burp.
All right, let's go. Because first off, we got maybe the last time of What's in the News.
Definitely the last time that we do it. Because I didn't look up news today, but I do have a review for everyone.
Ooh.
Called Peanut Punch.
Oh, that's my favorite drink, baby. Yeah.
That's your favorit drink, baby?
Yes. Is it? Did you refrigerate it?
Yes, I refrigerated
Excellent.
it. It's ice cold. I've never had it before.
Wait, have you and I talked about Peanut Punch, or did you get this completely separate? Because I love peanut. I'm obsessed with it.
I was given this by a coworker and told to go drink it, and I said I'm going to drink it on the part.
Nice. All right.
I've never heard about it before. It sounds gross, but apparently it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I don't.
It's also 200 calories for 240 milliliters, which is insanely calorically dense.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're a big fat fartin if you drink a lot of those for sure.
Man, this episode's going to be rated explicit. Yeah. So
lot of
I got the straw out, as you do. I unwrapped the straw and stuck it in the hole.
Right. It's a juice box style beverage.
Yes, I said so many things other than the container that it's in. But here we go. First sips.
All right. Caribbean's finest, Peanut Punch. He's drinking it. He's looking. He's licking his lips. Chicken and rice.
Now, I love peanut flavored things. Those peanut puffs that you could get, they're like corn puffs with like peanut dust on them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you mean.
Smokies or something?
Sure. Those are hot dogs, but sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Smokies. You know, I like a hot dog with ketchup, peanut stuff.
Just roasting me over the coals today.
Hey, roasting
can't get enough.
Roasting like a delicious peanut.
So when I got handed this to me, I was gonna like it, and I do like it.
Yes.
It's basically a peanut milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's exactly how I would describe. I didn't want to say it, but that is what that's. It tastes like a peanut butter milkshake that like melted a little bit. That's like, yeah, it's not as thick. It's thick, but it's not as thick.
I could imagine drinking this very warm and being like, "Oh,
no, it's good warm too." I bought it off the shelf and drank it in the car ride home. Like it's I love it. I went to Walmart one day and they had a whole bunch on the clearance rack, and I had to literally physically hold myself back to be like, "You can have one. They're 97 cents. You can have one. You can't buy the whole flat. You can have one."
97 cents for this many calories?
I know.
That's a steal.
Brother, if the world ended and you found like a truck full of Peanut Punch, you would be fine. You would be laughing. You'd be the king of the wastelands.
You need a little bit of vitamin D, but there's probably not a lot of like shelter and stuff in a post-apocalyptic world. So you're probably out in the sun getting enough D.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're getting a lot of vitamin P from the Peanut Punch.
You're getting some salt. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, my news for today is go out and get yourself some Peanut Punch, sponsored by Grace.
I used to drink so much of it. Like, I'm talking, so in the city that we used to live in, not the big loft that I lived in, the place before that, if you'd have opened our fridge at any time, the bottom shelf would have been full of Peanut Punch. That's how obsessed with it I was.
I could very easily get obsessed with this. This would be a great snack at work, actually, and wouldn't bog down my stomach, but give me the calories I need to have a functioning day.
Very true. Yeah. Well, hey, welcome to the Peanut Punch train, brother. What a beautiful surprise this was.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I thought you were going to boo me for not having news, but you didn't have news last episode, and
What are you talking about? I had lots of news.
The thing is dead.
I had lots of news last episode. Huey Lewis is a great band and always will be.
Yeah, we owe them that much.
We do owe them that much. With all they've given us, yes, we owe them that much. So my news this week is second verse, same as the first. Huey Lewis in the news, one of the best bands ever, because that's the final installment of What's in the News.
And now listen to the beat.
Beautiful. Now I can delete all of those theme songs.
And I finally didn't talk during one.
You did great, and you finally figured it out right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end, right at the bitter end, which is exactly what I'm going to say to my wife when I die in front of her. I finally figured it out.
I'm gay. Oh, and then you're dead.
Like, really gay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's sucking that peanut punch. It has the consistency of, like, what I feel watered-down Thickwood would be like.
Yeah, very much so. And, like, a paper straw does this drink a disservice because it just doesn't hold up to the multitude that is peanut punch.
Yeah, it's thick. It's a thick beverage. That I think that goes a long way thinking that it's like a milkshake because it's just a thick boy.
It's unmistakably liquid. Like it is a drink. You're not eating anything.
Right. You don't drink it and go, "Is this diarrhea? What is this?"
Is this chunks of love?
Is this more to love?
Yeah, is this Austin Powers where he drinks the shit and you get disgusted every time?
Is this... Yeah, that's right. Is this his mojo that I'm drinking? What is this?
Man, I could drink a gallon of that mojo.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Yeah, pink?
I think so, yeah. And like it like orbits. It's got like goop floating in it. It's like a lava lamp that you could drink.
If it came out today, like that movie came out today, it definitely would have like an Orbitz logo on it.
Absolutely it would. So, and speaking of Austin Powers, I need to ask you a very important question. Maybe the most important question we ask on this show. And that is, of course, Dr. Steve Creep, whomst was the Bagger Vance of Step Up 2, the Streets?
It's really hard to pick this one because I absolutely love this movie. I liked everything about it. I think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. So I would have to say the Bagger Vance of Step Up 2, The Streets, was, of course, The Streets.
Wow. Esoteric and heady. Just what I expect from Steve.
Yeah, that's what I bring to the table. Now, Adam, I can't mumble all day. So I'm going to ask you, whoops do you think was the Bagger Vance of Step Up 2, The Streets?
Well, thanks so much for asking. To me, the Bagger Vance of Step Up 2, The Streets, was, of course, the world of cinema. Because Step Up 2 changed the game and set cinema on a new trajectory and set the Step Up franchise on a new trajectory. And without it, we wouldn't have Step Up 3D and the rest. And the rest.
And the rest.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Step Up 2 was great, but Step Up 3D is great.
The gift that it gave to cinema was the Bagger Vance. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, without it, we wouldn't have, I don't know.
Halle Berry and...
Yeah, we wouldn't have Swordfish. Well, we would. Swordfish came out about 5 years before that, but...
I don't think we would have had Swordfish.
They were thinking about it.
Yeah, they were thinking about going back in time and redoing Swordfish.
Yeah. You know what the best part of Swordfish is? When John Travolta watches Hugh Jackman get a blowjob. That's the best part of that movie.
Yeah. While trying to hack the planet.
Oh, yeah. Well, getting noggin.
Wasn't his first time.
No, so, well, I mean, yeah, he had to, nut, can't nut. If I nut, I get my head blown off.
Well, I think he had a kid, so definitely had noggin before.
Oh, yeah.
Because he can't have sex without a little head.
Hugh Jackman had a kid in that movie?
No, the hacker. Or was that Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman was the hacker. He was the hack man.
I just don't see him as a hacker in any sort of way.
No,
not now.
It's outrageous casting to be like this amazing hacker, Hugh Jackman.
He was a little bit of a Twinkie bitch back then. Like, he wasn't a huge jacked man yet.
Well, that's true. He was like fresh off of maybe X-Men 2, X-Men United, where he was buff, but he wasn't like the monster that he became.
Definitely.
Well, hey, Swordfish, we love you. That opening scene where there's the slow motion explosion and all the like stuff's on the camera spinning around, that's cool. Flying the bus, Halle Berry's Yabos, all that stuff's great.
All that stuff's great. Every single thing you listed there was on equal footing.
Mm-hmm. And when we do movies we've busted nuts to summer, we'll definitely have to include Swordfish into there. And I guess Monsters Ball? Oh, Jesus. All right.
Halle Berry's Tits Month.
Perfect.
There's got to be 2 more.
I don't know, man. That's a tough call. We could watch the Halle Berry movie where she's like in a van being chased by people and she's like acting like an insane person. That's a pretty fun one.
Yeah, and I think there's a recent one where she's an MMA fighter.
Oh boy! Wow. Why? I mean, Step Up. May I Have This Dance has been great, but May I Watch Halle Berry movies would be also great from the sounds of it.
And that's all you need. May I remember this topic so we can do it again.
Excellent. That's next May. May I remember this topic?
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of beautiful, we got to get to everyone's actual favorite segment on the show, and that is, of course,
the Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
Kevin!
So this tweet came out on April 24th, 2023 at 11:13 a.m.
Late.
Yeah, I don't know about 11:13 a.m. Maybe it was a second dumper where he like got a lot out and then he had to like rush to tweet something.
Right. Yeah. He was like pushing this one out. He didn't have to. He was giving himself hemorrhoids with this one.
Yeah, give yourself hemorrhoids. 194,000 views.
Pathetic.
Yeah, it was better than last tweet though. Like that was 150,000.
Yeah, but that's still pathetic. Like anything under 500 is pathetic. For Kevin.
Well, for Kevin, for blue checkmarked Kevin K Sorbs. Yeah, I guess we don't mention it a lot, but it's at K Sorbs.
Oh, and he's also got the blue check mark.
Exactly.
Wait, is it actually at K Sorbs?
Yeah, KSORBS.
What a... See, that's back before he became a lunatic, and he was like, just having fun with himself a little bit.
Yeah, that's how I look up his tweets every single week. I type in K-Sorbs into my browser.
I love that you don't have it bookmarked.
Pull it up.
Don't have it bookmarked, you just look it up every time.
Yeah, I don't bookmark. I use Google search like a mensch.
What do you got for us?
Give me the tweet. You give me the tweet.
No, that's your tweet.
Oh, okay. Down goes Fox News, ...
Oh, this must be in relation to Tucker Carlson being fired.
I believe so. It could have any relation because his boy, Tucker Carlson, is gone. So he feels that Fox News is over with and another one will replace it very quickly. Maybe,
I guess. I don't know. It's just like, ever since like Alex Jones got deplatformed, it's just like, oh yeah, I don't even have to hear from those people anymore. And I'm so thrilled that we're entering an age when I don't have to like see Tucker Carlson and hear about Tucker Carlson anymore. We're entering into a golden age right now. It's beautiful.
I hope so. I could really use a golden age.
I mean, all of these right-wing lunatics are now just being shunted off into their own little like boxes, and it's like, okay, we don't hear from Trump on the regular anymore. We don't hear from Alex Jones. We don't hear from Tucker Carlson. Great. Sean Hannity, get him out of there too. Like, just keep shunting these losers off into their own boxes. And then me, general public man, don't have to hear from them anymore. Can't wait.
Yeah, and it gives less incentive to all those crazy lunatics out there to... Well, it gives them incentive to shut the heck up.
Well, and it also shows... And it also... By taking Tucker off of, like, mainstream television, now, like, I'm sure he'll end up on, like, Russian state television or some whatever, but now your grandma can't just stumble across it and then get sucked into the wormhole that's MAGA brain rot. So, hey, 2 big thumbs up for Tucker Carlson getting his ass fired, and, hey, if Fox News goes down too, 2 more thumbs up. That's great.
I would love to see Case Orbs go to the other side of his platform and just become like left wing all of a sudden.
Well, he doesn't support either party. He doesn't support either party.
Right. He's a middleman. He's Humpty Dumpty. He's on the fence.
Yeah.
He's using logic and reason to.
And here's the thing: is Tucker Carlson a pedophile? I don't know, but I'm just asking questions. Also, oh my god, we got to end the segment.
I thought I was going insane there for a second.
Hey, well, you got a taste of what the ending is. Just a taste.
I got a taste. That was very cool.
There's only a few seconds left, but boy, does it end with a bang. I'll tell you that much.
A banger of a banger.
I mean,
have I ever told you about Peanut Punch?
Oh, we love it here on the show. How can we get Peanut Punch to sponsor the Pure Boys podcast? That's what I'm putting that in your court, Steve. Contact Grace, get him to sponsor, get Peanut Punch to sponsor Pure Boys podcast.
I mean, Grace is a part of the Christian community. We love Grace.
That's certainly true. Yeah.
That's how I start my email, at least.
Mm-hmm. Wow, we're onto something here. All right, let's save it for after the show. We'll dig right into it. We'll write up a beautiful email, and we'll get a beautiful rejection letter back.
I think we could dig into it now. Should I mention the crucifixion at all?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'd say if Jesus had a little sip of Peanut Punch up on the cross, he would have ripped those nails right out of his hands and ankles and come down and beat up everybody.
Yeah, like a ripped Jesus having a sip of Peanut Punch while he's on the cross and just like hulks out of there.
Yeah.
And drinks it with sun setting because the sun was going down, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it always goes down. Then it comes back up.
Yeah. And then there was the earthquake that everybody talks about. And he's just sitting there with his Peanut Punch.
I mean, the earthquake was caused by him like landing on the ground off the cross. He jumps down
Right.
and the earth quakes. Everyone's like, oh.
Calorically dense, but for your benefit.
Well, yeah, and it would have given him the boost that he needed in order to win against the Philistines.
Definitely. Those Philistines, oh my god.
Like, I'm just picturing, because they gave him some water on the cross, obviously, right? So I'm picturing like a Roman centurion climbing up the ladder and then just squeezing a box of Peanut Punch until the end bursts and it all just flies into Jesus' mouth like spinach and Popeye or something.
It's definitely akin to the spinach and Popeye thing. Maybe even like an exact ripoff.
Yeah, it's exactly that. His forearms get huge. His biceps and triceps shrivel up. And he gets giant forearms like the Get Back video with Ludacris. And then he just goes to town on those Romans. Tears their ass apart.
He has like an anchor on his forearm.
Yeah, that forms. They go, wow, where did that come from? He goes, I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
We don't
It's
even
crazy.
we don't have tattoos. I guess that's a birthmark. I don't know. We don't have tattoos right now. They haven't been invented yet.
Who knows if he's ever seen a boat?
Right? Well, he has, because remember he went out onto the water and then he stepped off and the guy stepped off and fell into the water and Jesus was like, I'm walking on water. Martin, come get me.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, that Jesus was the first one to say that.
Okay, so they gave Jesus water while he was on the cross dying?
Yeah, didn't you watch The Passion of the Christ?
That's so dumb.
They
like
had
you're literally crucifying a man to death and you're giving him water?
Yeah, I think it was like they put a loofah on a spear and then they shoved it up in his mouth. He was like, what the hell?
Honestly, like when you're getting crucified, that probably still tastes really good.
Oh, it's the best thing you've ever drank in your whole life. You're like, God, this tastes like Peanut Punch to me.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Man, we've come up with so many good Peanut Punch commercials for you, Grace.
Mm-hmm.
The least you could do is give us $500 a month.
Yeah, I'm like, in Peanut Punch.
In perpetuity punch.
Yeah, like, I'm picturing, like, you remember those old Nestle or the Lipton Brisk commercials that were like claymation? From like the 90s, and it'd be like Rocky getting beat up, and then he'd be like, hey, drink this can of shit, and then he'd drink it and beat up Apollo Creed or whoever.
I definitely remember that. You should have led with Apollo Creed and Rocky.
No, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. Yeah, sorry.
Brisk. Who remembers the Brisk of it all? I remember claymation Rocky trying to sell me something.
Well, I remember that's Brisk, baby. That's what I remember. And also, Barks Has Bite. I remember that too.
Was like canned or bottled iced tea very popular before Coke? Because I felt like it was a
No.
specific thing that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, Brisk started the iced tea trend that we know today as one of the worst beverages you can get.
It's so sickly sweet. Why did they put so much sugar in all of these things?
I don't know. But I used to drink it again thinking like this is a healthy alternative to pop.
Yeah. Like, I won't get Coke today. I'll be a little bit better and get the iced tea.
Yeah, I'm trying to take care of myself. I'd like to have an iced tea, please.
Yeah, that's herbs and shit.
Yeah, it's like the people being like, "Oh, I'd like a Diet Coke." It's like, all right, who are you kidding? You're only fooling yourself, dum-dum.
Aspartame messes me up, like, for real. I can't drink a diet
No.
cola without feeling sick.
And tastes bad. Like, tastes so much worse than regular Coke. I don't understand the appeal of it.
I'd rather have a regular Coke, like, once every couple of months than have, like, an aspartame Coke every week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had recently I tried that new Coca-Cola with coffee in it. And I was like, I don't drink pop anymore. It's out of my life. I'm trying to be better with myself, trying to take care of drink water, lots of water. But I saw that in the store and was like, you know what? Today I deserve a treat. So I got that. And I was blown away by how good it was. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. And it's like, this is delicious Coca-Cola. Where has this been my whole life?
I heard it reviewed on a podcast I listened to. And they were saying that it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was in the grocery store like a week or two ago and picked up the can, but it was $3.29. So as I was walking through the grocery store, it was weighing heavily on me. So I put it back before I purchased it.
I get what you mean. Inflation's crazy. So, Frank D'Angelo used to have a beverage called Mocha-Cola, which it was like a coffee cola beverage. And this was like in 2012 or something like he was way ahead of the game combining coffee and Coca-Cola.
Well, he was probably a huge Drew Carey show fan and took inspiration from Buzz Cola or Buzz Beer.
Oh, was that what Buzz Beer was all about? They had caffeine in it or something?
Yeah, it was coffee beer.
Oh, I haven't watched Drew Carey. Well, hey, listeners, if you like Five-Zer, and if you give me enough support through my Patreon, maybe I will do the Drew Carey show next. But I don't know. It's a big undertaking, so maybe not, but we'll see.
How can they find you on Patreon?
Oh.
Is it just like Five-Zer Patreon on Google search?
Patreon.com/FIVESIER.
And those are only 5-minute chunk episodes, right?
Yeah, it's who has time to watch a 22-minute episode of Frasier? Let me explain it to you in 5 minutes of just frantic chaos.
Yeah, aka Five-Zer. I've listened to
Five-Zer.
the show, and it's lovely.
Thank you very much. I love you, and I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, and if you want to live in the Frasier world, but don't want to support Frasier's politics, just listen to Five-Zer.
If you don't want to support a man who cries making a Jesus Christ movie, then...
Fake cries, maybe.
Fake cries, maybe. Fake cries, probably.
Yeah, I just feel like he's acting.
He's always acting, and that's why he's one of history's greatest actors.
Are we always acting? Like, I don't
Wow.
want to be doing anything ever.
I mean, brother, we're acting every time we're on this show.
No, I'm being 100% authentic, real me, Steve Creep.
That's the beauty of acting on a podcast like this. That you can mix you can tell the real story of your first blow, Martin, but then just mix it into the character of Adam.
Mm-hmm. And Steve.
And Steve, of course. Hey, let's God. It's time to talk about 2010's Step Up 3D. The D stands for Dimension.
The D stands for D's Nuts.
Oh, 3D's nuts. We love it. My first note is, hell yeah, dog. I can't wait for this movie.
I was really, really excited, but as I said, I was kind of in a bummer mood, and we had just watched Step Up 2, The Streets, the best movie ever made.
Fair enough, yeah. The turning point for cinema.
Exactly. And I felt like that movie actually did marry a competent script with a lot of amazing dancing. And I felt like in this movie, the dancing wasn't as good, and the script blows.
Oh my God. Well, I have a very different take on it. I feel like who needs a script for this kind of movie? Like, this is just a chance to showcase dancers And that's there's a story in here, and it's pretty by the numbers, like every movie ever made. It's pretty boilerplate, this, whatever. You've seen one, you've seen them all. But they don't even waste time. They're like, we don't even care about that. We know you want to see dancing, so here's 15 dance sequences.
And this is how I lived my freaking life up to yesterday, because I was like, give me the dancing, just give me a very basic, like, competition-based script with a little bit of acting in between, but just focus on the dancing. And that's what this movie is. But Step 2 changed me. It changed me from the inside out.
Wow. I wish we hadn't watched it. Now I wish I could go back in time and erase it from your memories.
It proved to me that, like, a good script and a good dancing movie could marry each other. Although, like, the script in Step 2 kind of falls apart towards the end of the movie.
It's the same script. It's the same story. These all have the same story.
But I liked the Channing Tatum handoff. I liked, kids going to school and giving it all they got really inspires me.
Well, hey, good news. Moose is going to NYU, and so is Camille from Step Up 1, Channing Tateyums' stepsister, whatever she is.
I love that the big penultimate moment or the ultimate moment for Moose is getting a double major.
Getting a double major in engineering and dance.
Like, who cares? Like, if you're the school, just be like, yeah, whatever. You want to give us more money to take more classes? Yes. Yeah, sure.
Why does he need to get a major in dance? Why can't he just go to school for engineering and then dance outside of that? Why does he need to go to school for he already knows how to dance. He went to high school for dance.
Well, when you're in love and you have the passion, you want to explore every nook and cranny of that. And going to school at a university level probably gives you a little bit of prestige, trying to get into the dance world later, and also gives you time to, like, really dig into it.
True. And you could maybe learn some things you didn't learn in high school, even though you went to a performing arts school and studied everything there. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to blow Kathy Najimy's money, then go for it, my man.
Huge reveal at the beginning is that the Najin star is in this movie. I love her.
I was so thrilled. I was so thrilled to see her.
Yeah, I love everything about her. She just gives a fun energy to everything she's in.
And she's great in this. For the one scene that she's in, she steals the show. She's a national treasure, that Kathy Najimy.
Yeah, the fact that she's in the movie for like 2 minutes and we're talking about her on this podcast, where we're going to talk about this movie for 15 minutes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like I love that we've created this like world of actors that we love. You know, like Kathy Najimy is in there, and Channing Tatum is in there, and Kevin Sorbo is in there, and David A.R. White is in there, but also a little man in this movie named Twitch. I don't know if you saw Twitch in this movie.
That made me sad.
I mean, it made me sad too. Rest in Raven Power, Twitch. We miss you every day, King. Like, Twitch was great, and his passing is tragic, but we can celebrate him in this movie because he's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, he's put out front and center as far as the dancing is concerned, especially during the first couple dance battles.
Oh yeah,
he's right there.
I couldn't remember where we had seen him originally. Like, I was like, why did we love Twitch? What was he in initially? And then I saw him topless and was like, I remember Double XL, of course. Yeah. I remember those pecs. I remember Twitch, of course.
And he freaking kills it in Double XL. Whoever the choreographer was for Double XL really like nailed it.
It was probably Twitch.
You think so? Yeah, probably.
I mean, most likely. I'm sure Twitch did a lot of the choreography for that movie, and possibly this movie as well.
I think the main guy in this movie went on to do some choreography in some movies. He is he's a film guy, apparently, and not a dance guy.
Yeah.
But he dances.
He dances, he loves it. And the main girl is also a choreographer and doesn't really do any, like, it doesn't act very much. I thought it was the girl from Step Up 2 when I first saw her, and I got very excited and then realized, no, I don't think that's her. She's much less attractive than the girl from 2.
That was also a bummer for me, even though I know that this movie wants to explore all dancers and give a platform for a lot of different dancers. But I really sunk into the cast of characters in the second movie, and I was bummed that they weren't featured in this movie. Some of them do come back though at the end, and I'm like, oh, you're just being a little bitch.
No. See, I was grinning from ear to ear when the big reveal that Keto was working at the New York Pier, at Wonder Wheel, and it was like, Keto, oh my God. And then all of a sudden there's a knock at the door, and oh my God, here's the rest of the crew. Here's a bunch of the other crew. Not the main people, but a bunch of the other crew.
Oh, I loved it. I was just saying that I was being a piece of crap because I was dogging this movie for not respecting the previous movie, and then they do respect the previous movie. Well, I'm like, oh, yeah, Steve was being a little bitch.
Moose was there.
Yeah, Moose is front and center. They know their star. I find Moose to be a weird one.
He is. He's like, he's got a real young Shia LaBeouf energy to him. Like a real whole Shia LaBeouf energy.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know what it is about that face structure. Just like...
Why? Because he's Palestinian? Leave him alone.
That must be it. Obviously Israeli over here.
100% Israeli for sure. I don't think. I have no idea what Moose's
heritage
is. I don't know.
I want to get off that train very quickly.
This movie features. So Moose has just arrived in New York with Camille, the girl from the first Step Up, like the Channing Tatum's sister. And those two become like the stars of the franchise after this. So buckle up, because they're all over the next two, if I remember correctly. But there's a great shot where like Moose is given like a car, like he's in a car getting a tour of New York City, and he's hanging out the window, driving through Times Square, like, wow. And I love shots like that in movies where people are hanging out of the car window being like, wow. The only thing that would have made it better is if, as the camera panned back, you just saw like every like 5 or 6 cars, there's a person doing the same thing, having their own like New York movie experience, being like, wow, in New York City. Hey, that guy's doing the same thing. Wow.
I would also like a random shot of somebody on the street flipping them the bird and going, hey, F you, buddy. Yeah. Like real New Yorkers.
Yeah, quit acting like a tourist. Get in, get your head out of your ass.
I was really pumped at this moment because Jay-Z and Beyonce's New York song comes on, and I haven't heard that for a while, and I really enjoyed that.
Well, it's not Beyonce, it's Alicia Keys, but fair enough.
Is it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, jeez, get your head right. It's Alicia Keys, so.
I mean, Jay-Z and Beyonce did have sex.
Well, yes, that's true. Alicia Keys is a better singer than Beyonce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Beehive, don't come for us. Don't come after us. I don't know. I don't listen to either of them. I can't say for sure. They're both better than John Legend. I can tell you that much.
We're really making some strong statements that we don't want to back up.
The music in this movie, you already mentioned Ballad of New York, or whatever the hell that song's called.
Yeah.
The music in this movie is such a step up from the last movie. I'm going to make that joke every episode if I can.
Well, you can, and you did, and I love it. I agree. I really like the music during this movie. I mean, I don't think they used Apple Bottom Jeans, my favorite song, but
no.
Everything else is like of its time, but in a really good way. Like I remember listening to a lot of these songs.
I mean, we did get a song made for this movie, "The Club Can't Even Handle Me Right Now" by David Guetta and Flo Rida, who did Apple Bottom Jeans, Boosted the Jeans. So. Like, and I love that song. I think that song is maybe David Guetta's best song, maybe Flo Rida's best song. I don't know. It's you're a low guy. I like Club Can't Even Handle Me Right Now, but that's why we work so well together.
Yeah, it's yin and yang, and we have a little bit of each other in each other.
It's not yin and yang. It's thing one and thing two.
There we go.
Maybe the worst characters in the franchise. Maybe.
Okay, I'm having flashbacks to watching this with my wife years ago, and I think at the end of the movie, I literally turned to her and said, like, I love these movies. I love these dancing movies that don't have a lot of plot, and just, like, that was such a fun experience. And to, like, juxtapose that with my viewing experience last night is so wild.
I think you just need to get a good night's sleep and then rewatch Step Up 3D, and you might be singing a different tune by the time we get to Step Up All In and Step Up Revolution.
I I didn't have a great sleep, but I had the sleep I needed last night, and I'm in a better energy space. So I was thinking about watching it this morning, but then I didn't.
That's okay. Bro, there's 2 Major Lazer songs in this movie. How hype were you for that? Pun de Floor? Get out of here. That song's great.
Could you sing a little bit of it for me?
It's a lot of patois. I don't think I can.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, watch the music video directed by Eric Wareheim. It's very funny. But you know what else this movie this movie brings to the franchise? Parkour and capoeira. And just to the 2 missing elements to the Step Up franchise, parkour and capoeira. Why not?
Was there a little parkour in Step Up 2? Obviously there is parkour in 1 where Channing Tatum's dancing on the car. That's parkour.
Yeah, when Skinny gets shot. Yeah, he parkours all over the ground, of course.
Why didn't Skinny do some parkour to dodge the bullet?
He should have some capoeira on those guys.
That was a part of the eulogy from his mom.
Why didn't he just do his capoeira?
Yeah, she paid for lessons. She had an extra job just for the capoeira.
Mm-hmm, of course, yeah. I have capoeira. They just knew exactly what this franchise was missing.
I have the note parkour ! Exclamation mark!
Mm-hmm. You know what? There's little elements of this movie that little touches that director John Chu puts into this movie that I really love. For example, the guy who does the robot, that's his whole thing is he does the robot. Every time he's doing the robot, they put little robot noises under it. And it's silly and it's dumb and why would that happen? Obviously that's not happening, but it just adds a fun little element of and he's just doing his robot thing. I love it.
Well, that's where the Transformers movies and Michael Bay got it from.
Yeah, that's true. And then he's doing his thing.
His last stunt that he does with Moose with the jackets and then the head falls. One of my favorite moves of the whole movie. It's really fun.
It's a good move. And the dancing, especially the final dance sequence is I love the dancing in that one. Even so, the whole concept of this movie is that there's a big tournament of dancers going on and you got to compete and battle your way up through the tournament to the grand championship. And the first round, which is the Pirates, which is the crew that we follow, versus somebody else. But the crew they're battling does crumping. And I just was thrilled to see crumping on the big screen at the time. I was really into Rise, so crumping was a real treat.
And their routine was really good. I think their only pitfall was that they didn't do it for long enough because they were really in sync. Their moves were great. I love their moves.
They were popping and locking. And again, the music, and I want to go back to the music for a second because it's funny the songs they pick. They picked a Busta Rhymes song for that first dance sequence that has. He says the N-word maybe 100 times in that song, and they just have to edit it out every time and just pick a different song. You don't have to pick the song with 100 N-words in it. You can just pick a different song that doesn't have that and is easier to listen to.
Busta Rhymes might be the best music for that type of dancing.
Yeah.
For that. What's it called again?
Crumping.
It's out of my mind again.
Crumping.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes and crumping is peanut butter and cheese.
Oh, it's like peanut butter and punch.
Jizz,
yeah. Yeah. What did you think of Battle of Gwai, round 2?
Battle of Gwai was okay. Those Gwaiers didn't really seem to know what they were doing. Great outfits. Very reminiscent of the Jabberwockies for some reason.
Yeah, and classic B-boy. Track pants, track jackets, bucket hats.
My favorite thing of that battle was the old Asian men gambling in the background.
Yeah, squatting down gambling. You go, oh, China, sure, why not? Yeah. Well, John M. Chu, sure, why not?
Yeah, China too. Which doesn't need to be in the movie. I don't know why that's shoehorned in, but it's very, very funny.
It is, yeah. Well, and then they danced to Beggin' by Madcon, which, so thrilled to hear that song.
And I tried to explore other movies or other songs by Madcon, and they don't work. Beggin' slaps. It's a great song and on my playlist, but anything else by them just kind of
Hey, there's no shame in being a one-hit wonder. It's what a privilege that would be.
I wish.
Right?
To do one song and then a couple of tours and then you get millions of dollars in perpetuity.
Yeah. And speaking of begging, you were begging for more water dancing at the end of the last movie, and guess what? Who's gonna give it to you?
Who's gonna give it to me? Him biking in and accidentally hitting the tap that somehow releases water from the dance floor.
Yep. Dumb, but dumb but great. Him being like, ooh, whoops, sorry.
Great. Yeah, very great.
Yeah. And I like his water dance when they're sloshing water around. The other crew can't roll with it. They keep slipping and falling as you would, but the pirates, they don't care. They can roll with anything, and they just take advantage of it and win the round 2.
Yeah, it's not like they're not wearing sneakers and the same clothing, but they just like flipping and flopping, and they really blow their load.
They're obsessed with sneakers, but they don't seem to mind that their shoes are getting soaked during that sequence. They don't seem to mind that their super expensive collector shoes are ruined now.
This brings me to my biggest negative of this movie, and I know it shouldn't be because it's whatever and not a part of the overarching movie, was that they had like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of sneakers in their loft, and they owe mortgage money and could have definitely sold like half of those shoes and been fine.
Oh, they could have liquidated so much stuff that they had. They didn't need all of the stuff that they had, but you know what? You can't, sometimes you just got to risk it all and then lose everything.
Yeah. Or like, it seems like the club that's underneath the loft is very popular, busy all the time, and just needs to like collect more money or sell more things.
Mm-hmm. Have a bar or something.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody's spending money there whatsoever.
It's crazy that he's like, oh yeah, the club's not bringing in the money the way it used to. And then we go to the club and it's packed to the nuts, and you're like, what? Like, what's it missing? What do you need? What was it doing before that was making more money?
And seemingly like a random evening, probably a weekday evening if he has school that day. So like, you guys got to be raking it in New York?
On a Wednesday? Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
So all these little things bothered me last night, and they shouldn't. Like, re-talking about this movie now with you makes me realize how dumb I was being last night, and I should have just shut off my brain and enjoyed this movie, because I do enjoy this movie.
It's okay. It's okay. You had a gambling debt and you threw a battle to settle a bet. I understand. It happens.
Yes, happens all the time. But do people that like have bad gambling debts also have millions of dollars? Like, don't you just pay it off?
I know. Yeah, like Julian, the bad guy in this movie, is just like a trust fund baby. He's rich as frick, and how much of it? It's like JL Family Ranch again, where it's like, how big of a gambling debt do you have that you can't pay it all? Like, what were you gambling on?
And he seems rich, even in comparison to rich people in New York, because he has like a house outside of New York with a bunch of Mercedes cars. Like, he's really rich.
Oh, yeah. Well, his parents are really rich. I don't know what he does. Like, all these people are like 21 in this movie.
He dances.
He dances, yeah. He runs a crew that at one point puts chains around the black dancers' necks and make them dance with chains around their necks, and nobody thought that was problematic, I guess.
Well, you're holding the dogs back because they want to bite, and that is so groovy in a dance movie.
Where my dogs at?
Do you want to hit everybody with our favorite line of this movie?
Of course. So the crew, the pirates, their whole routine for the finals gets leaked online, and they're like, "Oh my god, how did this get leaked?" And Luke, the guy who runs the crew, turns and very earnestly goes, "Does everyone have their DVDs?" And I loved it. I texted it to you right away.
I loved it too, and of course I said DVD these nuts right away.
Of course.
And I don't know why being so passionate about asking people about DVDs is funny or weird. It's just an innocuous line, but like, I don't know, it just stands out.
I think because nobody calls them DVDs. Like, even then, people would have been like, do you have your video? Do you have your tape? Like, it's like there's other things that people call them. People wouldn't go like, hey, do you have your DVDs? It's like, do you have your video? Do you have your movie? Whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a weird line.
It is a weird. It'd be like someone, I don't know what the equivalent of that would be. DVD is such a silly. It'd be like, does everyone have their HD DVDs?
Does everybody have their MySpace passwords?
Everyone, quickly go change your MySpace passwords. We've been hacked. Our security's been breached. We need to change all our passwords.
These passwords, they're getting out of control.
Oh yeah, these hackers, these Hugh Jackmans.
Is there a hacker in one of these movies eventually?
I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like by the time the next movie rolls around, hacking is a thing that nobody cares about. Like Anonymous is come and gone, and it's not relevant anymore. So I don't know. I can't imagine there's much hacking. Yeah.
I feel like there is an alternate universe where Step Up became like the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh.
Like they started adding more dancing and everything, but they started adding more guns and higher limits and stuff, and then there is a hacker, and it just becomes Fast and the Furious.
I mean, up until Step Up High Water, the television series came out, like it was kind of a Fast and the Furious style franchise. Like it was like each movie built on the last movie. There was a consistent continuity through them, which like gets my dick so hard. I love continuity, and this movie was full of little nods. Like when Moose meets Twitch, and Twitch is like their electronics guy, and he goes, oh, and Moose like helps him with the problem. He goes, oh, do you know electronics? Moose is like, yeah, I dabble. And it's like, you were the lighting guy at the school in the last movie, bro. You're going to school for engineering. Yeah, you're a genius.
He figured it out. They don't really use the throwing light LEDs.
No,
right?
they're just like a thing that they're a 3D gimmick, and I love them for that. Right. Throw them at the camera and let them stick to things in front of the camera. Perfect.
I felt like they could have used that during The Last Dance. Like, if they had, like, ropes around the stage and they started throwing lights and they started sticking. I thought that's the way it was going to go, but we got a LED show. Fine.
And I mean, like, we're jumping to the end here, but, like, that light suit dance, I loved it. I love the light suit dance. I love how the lights are all changing colors and they're shutting off and turning on. And it sounds very stupid when I explain it, but to see it is very, it's fun.
Also, given the technology of LEDs nowadays, like, that's an easy thing to make LED shirts.
Right.
And, like, have them sync up with the music and everything. Yeah. Like, you could do so much more with it nowadays. But, like, for that time, that was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, my God. We didn't even talk about the guy. We didn't even talk about the guy who has a boombox built into his jacket.
Yeah, with the ninjas, and they want to fight dance Moose in a bathroom.
The fact that Moose didn't turn to them while he was going to the bathroom and go like, hey, can you give me a minute? My penis is literally out right now. Can you give me a second to put my penis away before we battle in this bathroom, please? Like, I know you're mad, but like, let me put my penis away.
Well, and unlike the first two movies, there's no like physical altercations during this one. There's no shooting. There's no beating up.
No, because the franchise becomes fun. It becomes less grounded and more about fun and just like capital F-U-N.
Like, based on the first two movies, you're like, oh, he's probably going to get beat up. But no, it is just like a dance fight. And all he has to do to get out of that is do a very sick, like, sync move. And then he just, like, runs out.
Yeah. While the guy, he pulls the covers off the speakers on his jacket and then just starts blasting Major Lazer at him. And he's like, oh, God, I got to, like... The part where him and the other guy are like in the bathroom stalls, like flipping the door back and forth and then like sliding around the stalls, that was pretty cool. That was a neat little dance move.
It would have been really cool if Moose would have been like, speakers in the jacket? That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. If he'd given some love to that guy and be like, where'd you get that jacket? That's a cool ass jacket. I mean, for this context, if I saw you on the street, I would hate you. But here, you're the man, dog.
Oh, I've been taking the bus lately. And there's so many kids that just come on with their phones and they blast their own music, and it's just so annoying.
God, what is this world anymore?
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Take your earbuds when you go on the bus, everybody. And even like there's been multiple occasions where I've enjoyed their music because they're very much into hip hop, and I do like some of it, but I still don't want to hear it. Like, get some earbuds.
Yeah, they're playing Beggin' by Madcon, and you just want to dance, but you can't dance on the bus. What is this, a prank from Step Up 2 The Streets?
What is this, the bathroom from Step Up 3D?
That's what you should say next time you're on the bus and someone's playing music loud like that. I'd be like, excuse me, Are we in Step Up 3D? Is my penis out in the bathroom and I'm about to battle some people? What is going on? Why is there music playing right now?
Tough stuff.
Yeah,
for them.
Oh, yeah. What did you think of the scene where Moose and Camille are like dancing through the streets to that song?
I love that song. I love any type of like old-timey beat mixed with a little bit of flavor and some drums. I'm a sucker for that. I thought the dancing was cool too. I watched Singing in the Rain, which I very much implore everybody to watch because it's amazing.
Oh, damn. I've never seen it. I'm only familiar with the titular Singing in the Rain moment.
The dancing, that was actually one of the, not man moments because it is amazing, but there's so much more in that movie. And the talent that is in that movie for the acting and the dancing, and it blew me away.
Damn.
And then I was like, all these 60s and 70s movies or 50s are amazing. So I watched another one and I was like, this kind of sucks.
That's fair, yeah.
But Singing in the Rain, go watch it. I loved their dance through the streets. My wife kept pointing out how they were littering and making a mess. And stuff.
I mean, they stole that guy's hat as he was getting into a cab, and he even goes like, "Hey, give me back my hat," and then it never comes up again.
Well, and at the beginning, Moose like litters with all those balloons and like messes up like people's like tables and lives.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my favorite part of the Moose Camille dance is when they jump down like 5 flights of stairs into garbage bags that thankfully are full of packing peanuts and not just like discarded metal and baby diapers, which like they really rolled the dice just jumping ass first into a garbage bag.
Yeah, in New York. Like, that could be filled with syringes and, like, or, like, knives or something.
Yeah.
Or guns.
Yeah, or, like, litter, or baby diapers, or, like, vomit, or what? It could have been filled with anything. And they were just, like, were the garbage men on strike at the time? How long are those bags? What if they jumped in it and a bunch of dirty old banana peels came out? And they were just like, and flies exploded out of them.
This would have been a much different movie if any of those things happened, or if they jumped on it and a gun, like a bullet, went through their body and out their like heads, and one of them just died right there.
Yeah, Camille just falls over dead, and you go, "Oh no, who will be in the Missy Elliott music videos now?"
Tough.
Tough.
You can kind of tell that she like went more the acting way and not the dancing way. Like she's a good dancer, obviously, and does more things than I could ever do. She's great.
She was more into dancing when she was younger, from the looks of it. Like, she's a kid in the Missy Elliott music videos. And we're talking, like, Step Up 1. Like, I don't know which came first, Step Up 1 or, like, Lose Control. Whatever the Missy Elliott videos. She's in, like, a couple of them, I think. She's like, her buddy in the videos. But then, yeah, like, Alison Stoner, who plays Camille, went on to just be an actress. Like, she just kind of stopped dancing and things and started being in, I don't know, bad movies from the looks of it.
Yeah. But what? Yeah, no.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're not.
Yeah. So then, yeah, they got to assemble the crew loses everything, and then they got to put together a new crew, or they need more people for their crew. And so that's when the Step Up 2 crew comes in, and it's just how thrilling to see Smiles and Monster and Keto and the tall girl and the guy with no bones who's going to have so many joint, knee, and hip issues as he gets older. Ugh.
Or not.
No, definitely. Oh, my God. You see the way his knees were bending? Ugh, he's going to have arthritis by the time he's 28.
Yeah, 28 for sure.
Yeah.
Take care of your joints, everybody.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What did you think of
Bone broth.
What'd you think of all the Sprite sponsorship during the World Jam Finals?
Yeah, I think it was Sprite and PlayStation were like the main big posters.
And Behringer, the audio mixing board company.
How could you forget about Behringer? I have a Behringer right here.
Me too. And also, and again, music. We got Here I Come by The Roots, Ghetto Music by Outkast. Wow, so exciting.
Yeah, again, music that I actually listened to during this time.
Yeah.
I love The Roots. They obviously put in the advertisement to make money, but also, like, show how big this competition is. It's worth $100,000.
Yeah, I bet that purse money went down the next year. I bet they were like, Jesus, $100,000. Oh my God.
We could like pocket a lot of this money and still have a huge purse. Like, let's just do 50.
Yeah, let's do 50, and then, hey, you and me get a little bonus on the side, a little bit of cheddar on the side.
Yeah, a little hustle money.
Yeah. So what did you think of the big final dance number where the samurais and the pirates are battling each other?
Based on my viewings before, I absolutely loved it. Based on last night's viewing, I was so checked out and just wanting to go to bed at this point that I really didn't like. I liked it. Like, I watched all of it and I enjoyed it, but like, it didn't give me those like, not chills, but like, you're like really enjoying something and it's just purely entertainment value. I didn't hit that peak, but it seems like you did.
I did. I was peeking all over the place during the final dance number. And in fact, I have a very distinct memory of being in the theater watching this movie being like, I should get up and dance right now. I want to get up and dance during this movie right now. And just feeling this like compulsion to do that. And I didn't, but maybe we'll talk about it next week. We'll see. Maybe we'll return to that idea next week.
Have you heard of my new invention called microdancing? Where you're dancing so, small that like people from far away can't see you. It's great for waiting for a bus because you get a little warmth, a little micro dancing while you're waiting, and nobody can see it.
Yeah, just, when you started, I was like, you're gonna have to start using your words because nobody can see what you're doing. I can't see what you're doing, and I'm looking at you.
You just shake. It's mostly small robot moves actually, when it comes down to it. It's a little bit of a body roll, but
yeah, it's a little shimmy, it's a little shake, it's a little step up 3D.
Exactly. I love these movies. I think going to the cinema and streaming movies have become so blasé. This is a real treat.
It's a real step up in terms of your enjoyment of films.
Yeah, to my nuts.
Yeah, it's a series that just keeps on giving, and how blessed we are to live in an era, to live through the age of step up.
What I really liked about the final battle is it was against two crews, and it wasn't like this huge event where there's a bunch of crews that you see like 5 seconds of, and then you see like 10 minutes of each of the final people. It was just like, these two people, they're going to do a 15-minute routine, and let's have fun.
And that's it, and enjoy it, yeah. I don't know if these episodes are any good, because there's not a lot to make fun of, because we genuinely love what we're watching. So it's like, are these any good? I don't know. But you only got 2 more left, listeners, so just hang in there. We got big plans for the summer. If you don't like the fun we're having watching Step Up, then fartin' you. And if you do, then you're going to love summer.
We love you.
We love you. I love you.
I love you.
We love you. The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys.
I think people are already gonna love
It's Pure Boys.
Yeah, I got 2 throats.
The P, the U, the R, the E, the B, the O, the Y, the S, it's Pure Boys. Hold up, it's Pure Boys.
Say what?